Hello everybody and welcome back to the, I would say, first episode of the S40 TWR prototype rebuild, where we're going to rebuild the entire S40 that was made for the 1996, it was a prototype for the 1996 and then 1997 British Touring Car Championship. This is, for me, one of the biggest things I've done for, I don't know, a long time. I've debated this with myself for a long time now, whether to keep the S40 because it's kind of expensive thing to do. I mean, as a regular like Volvo, I'm a development mechanic at the Volvo test track. Doesn't bring you millions, to be honest, and then historic racing is very expensive. So I'm putting everything I have and doing everything I can just to finish this, and it's going to take some time. You have to believe me with this. This is something that I'm going to develop and build for a couple of years. So but now taking this stage to actually, well, just get the cat out of the bag. We're going to get an engine for the car, which is not something you can buy over like a counter. This is as close as an F1 engine that's ever been in a Volvo. But in 1996, when they had the regulations they had for the Supertours, the engineering that went into those engines are massive. There's the rules said in 1996, or in the Supertouring regulations, whatever it is, you were giving, from Volvo, they were giving a head and a standard OEM Volvo 850 block, because the S40 still has the 5-cylinder engine. They've kept the same engine, as John Gentry says in the 1996 clip of my car.
It's front-wheel drive, yeah. We've kept the same engine, the 5-cylinder engine, which is from the 850.
The engine itself is then extremely modified to withstand the 8,500 RPM continuously for racing. The bottom end of the engine, so TWR was the first one to really pioneer this, moving the engine back and putting the drive shaft in front of the engine, which means you get a lower center of gravity and also a more centered weight towards center of inertia in the car, which means the car is going to turn easier, because there's nothing like, if you have something along here or over here, then it's going to be a long like the front end of a ship. It takes time before it turns and it gets lazy and stuff like that. So with having everything more centered mass, then it's going to be more agile and faster. And because they don't have so much power, about 330 horsepower, traction wasn't an issue, because the car is so light. It only weighs 975 kilograms. But I'm going to show you this when we pick up the engine. So we're going about 2 hours south of where I have my garage, and we're going to a guy named Greger Pettersson, who owns Sports Promotion. He is one of the co-founders of the Swedish Touring Car Championship. He was the one that helped implement the rules from the British Touring Car Championship, the Supertouring rules, and this is in 1996, first year of when Sweden went from a Group A, some sort of rule, to a genuine Supertouring Championship, and then it grew to one of the largest For fuck's sake. Ska du köra av här eller ska du blinka på mig? Det är enklare. He was one of the co-founders for the Swedish Touring Car Championship and then developing it from the Group A-ish style that we had in Sweden for a long time, and also I was also taken from Europe, but we had the Supertouring regulations was from I think 1996 to 2003, and he has owned a lot of the cars that was in those eras, so he had a nice big collection of cars, and hopefully some of those cars are still at in Halmstad. So we're going to go there. We're going to collect our engine and some other stuff for the car as well, and hopefully we can get a little tour on his facilities. That is really, really nice. I've been there maybe 10 years ago, and I sat in one of the cars, and I was thinking, at the time those cars was like 39,000 euros, I think. This is 10-15 years ago. It was in one of those, like, I don't think we're gonna have those like down periods again of racing when a race car is so special that it's like you cannot race it anywhere because the racing series that it had, the regulations that have come to an end, and it's not old enough to be in historic racing, and also it's too expensive to run as a privateer, so there's really no room for it in racing. And also in like 2010 or something, racing in Sweden was pretty good, I would say. I mean, we had the S2000 regulations, the touring car series were on a high, and there was no reason for the old cars to like have any value, so they didn't. And I said to myself and my buddy Daniel, we were both down there, we're doing a research project for like Daniel Reinhard. He had a website when he was like cataloging all of the chassis numbers, just like touring car, Super Touring Register has. And I mean, we were down there, and it was like, this is so nice. I sat in one of the 97 Calvin Bird cars, and I was like, I fit in this car, and I'm like 6'3", 189, 6'2" and a bit something. Sorry. And I was like, I fit in this car. This is really, really nice. And then I said to Daniel, how much is it? And then we looked at like Race Cars Direct, and it was like 39.90 euros. It was a lot of money back in the days, and I was like 20 something. I didn't have the money at all. So we said, okay, one day we're going to have these cars. And well, now is the day. Now is the day we can finally maybe put something together and make this the dream that we always had. I mean, how many people had the same as I have? I mean, we follow our heroes on television. I was die-hard Ricardo Arda fan, still is to this day. It was like a full circle moment when we got to be at Silverstone, me and Daniel Reinhard and Jason and Minshaw, who owned his 1998 car, and James Bulkley and Natalie. We were there in 2018 for the 60 years of British Touring Car Championship. That was something else. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, they say to never meet your heroes, but I met Ricardo a couple of times, and we spent some like time together in England and stuff like that. And he's a really nice guy, and super takes the time to talk to you, and he explains when you like ask him why you're doing this, and then he explains it in a good way, and like I'm so fanboying right now, but still it's for those people who have met him, he is a really genuinely nice guy. When we were there, we were helping setting up the car and doing stuff like that. It was just awesome to be there. Tow in Skims S40. Full spec 98 Volvo S40 Supertouring. Everything was perfect. We raced the car. I think we were on pole for both races, and we finished second in both, I think. I think James Dodd in the 2000 Honda Accord just beat us. I think that's an ex-Christensen car, I think. But that was surreal. Awesome weekend. Perfect weather. Super nice people. It was something else. So anyway, I'm digressing here. We're going to go and pick up this engine with some other parts, and also we're going to show you how different the engines are in the car. It's very different from the OEM spec. So I'll see you in a bit when we pull up to his workspace. this feels very, very unreal, to be honest. As I said before, when we went down in the car, and as what I said in the car was like, it's been so many years I've had the car, and I've debated with myself whether or not to buy this engine. And the thing is that now when I have it, we are so much closer to actually being able to build the car, and the details on the engine and everything, every carbon fiber, all the intake stuff, plenums and throttle bodies and everything is just that is just an F1 quality. So I'm thinking I'm going to end here. Thanks so much for watching, and we're going to make more videos about this. We're going to compare the TWR engine to an OEM engine and see difference, just how it is, and also going to show you more stuff on the S40 in the future. But for now, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Ah, how cool is this? Fan vad fränt det här är.